What's going on, y'all? So I got this new thing I want to do now, right? I think I mentioned it on my Tongan videos that I recorded last year. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, as you can tell, my follow-up really is shitty. About the Tongan videos, so I lost that job that I was at, and it kind of threw me off, and then I ended up kind of like where I am now. If you look up there is a freeway. The last job I had was right by the freeway. It was really loud, and I'm pretty sure it's loud right now. So I just wasn't recording hardly anything. So that ain't no excuse. Yeah, I didn't continue with the Tongan. I actually ran into a couple Tongan brothers here and there, and could barely remember, what I had recorded. So I'm gonna start that back up, but I'm gonna do this Portuguese thing only because it's a language I can knock out. I already speak Spanish, so I'm noticing. I bought this book on Portuguese, and there's a lot of similarities. So I'm like, why not? And then I met this brother about 5-6 months ago, who was from Cote d'Ivoire, which is an African country, West African country. And the French I had learned when I was in college. I used to date this Senegalese sister. Thought I still remembered it, and just couldn't do it. So anyway, I went to go get a French book, to kind of refresh my memory, and I saw this Portuguese book, so I picked it up. And matter of fact, let me go get it. I'll show it to you. This joint right here. Yeah, so I haven't really gotten into that. I just started yesterday looking up some words, not really making my little list. The way I learn languages, I make a little word list, and I memorize some basic vocabulary and some conversational stuff. And so what I do is I kind of build a conversation in my head, and then I look up how to say the stuff and maybe what rules, grammar rules, and stuff like that. And then I just kind of go from there. So anyway, that being said, this is first day Portuguese. Okay, so when they say hello, they say oi, which is kind of funny. That seems to be like a universal thing. Different countries say it. We say it in Tagalog too. Meu nome é Mustafa. Meu nome, my name, é Mustafa. Is like is, like in Spanish. Right? Meu nome é Mustafa. Prazer conhece. Prazer conhecê-lo. So if you're speaking to a guy, prazer em conhecê-lo means it's nice to meet you. Or pleasure to meet you. Prazer em conhecê-la is like nice to meet you if you're a woman. So they kind of have that same, thing. But, so they say señor and señora when they, meet somebody, and like a formal way of saying you, they would say the sir or the ma'am. But they don't say la and el. They say u señor. U señor. So if I'm saying to a guy, do you understand English? U señor entiende. U señor entiende inglés. If I was saying it to a female, I would say a señora entiende inglés. and let's say I do, I would say eu falo. I speak it. Eu falo português. I speak Portuguese. Eu falo um pouco de português. Oh yeah, they don't say de, they say je. So eu falo de português. I speak a... No. Eu falo um pouco de português. I speak a little bit of Portuguese. I'm gonna be lying already. Okay, so I only speak un poco. So, if you want to get somebody's attention, you say "com licença." "Com licença, señora." Señor. "Com licença." "Com licença." That's like "excuse me" or "with permission," I think. I'm guessing that's what that means. I gotta look it up. I understand English. Eu entiendo inglês. Eu entiendo inglês. Do you understand English? So I'm talking to female. A senhora entiende inglês? If you're talking to a man, o senhor entiende inglês? Do you understand English? Nom. Nom. I think it's nom, something like that. I need to get with somebody to pronounce it right. Somebody correct me if you see this video. Nom. So that means like no. And oh shoot, I didn't even look up how to say yes. Okay. So I don't speak English. Eu não falo inglês. Eu não falo inglês. Eu não falo inglês. I don't. Oh yeah. So when they're asking a question, there's this kind of, I don't know if it's a Brazilian thing or if it's just Portuguese in general. I don't know the difference, but when you're asking a question, they kind of rise their, so if I'm asking somebody, do you understand? Let's say I'm talking to a female, I would say, a señora entiende. A señora entiende. I don't know, I haven't kind of quite got that down, but I know that sound. If you're just saying, you understand, you would say, a señora entiende. But if you're asking, it would be, a señora entiende. A señora entiende. Something like that. Anyway, I'll have to practice that and come back and record it. I got some notes of some stuff I said. Oh, yeah. So somebody asked you if you're American, right? So, o senhor é americano? Are you American? O senhor é americano? And then, eu sou means, yeah, I am. Or, it means I am. Eu sou. And that's all I got. So, I'll learn some more. This is just first day stuff. And then, this first day stuff, and I'll just add more as I learn. All right? So, subscribe if you want to follow me, butcher the language, trying to learn it. And just like I promised last year, I'll try to find somebody, not that easy out here, who speaks Portuguese, and then try talking to them. Or maybe, after my retirement, I'm retiring in a couple months, I could take a trip down there and kind of navigate. I have to get like a GoPro or something like that, walk around and start talking to people. All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace.